they were saying, hey, we love your memes and all this. And he was like, no, it's cute, and I love that too. He was like, but I'm a hooper, and it ain't going to be funny when I come in playing my game. And you see that by him knocking that three down.
Russell thought he was fouled. James into the lane. Nice pass again, and it's Davis this time.
Building that chemistry early.
They have 14 new players on their roster. Here's James with the hard drive. It counts, and the foul.
I don't know how you stop that, C-Web. In the open court like that, the strength.
Oh, you're so right, Reg. This is what he does. He loves and embraces the contact. It's to hit his advantage coming at you full steam.
Alfonso McKinney
is local here. Every single vendor is from the Bay Area, serving Bay Area classics. Also, a big concern was parking. So when a fan buys a ticket, they get free light rail transportation to the game. They can also walk. They can take the ferry.
Marquise Crisp signed just the other day, originally a first-round pick by Sacramento, and the Laker onslaught continues. First-round pick of the Atlanta Hawks last season, 2 years ago. He was the Big East Freshman of the Year and helped lead Jay Wright and his Wildcats to the way downtown by Curry that came up well short. LeBron James battling for that rebound and putting it home.
At the 5 and LeBron at the 4, which puts the defender, the power forward, in a terrible position.
Open 3 for Green.
So you may be teaching, many people in 1 year. You're teaching him, and Jacob comes in 1 year. You're teaching more than half of the team right now, and that's been a big adjustment.
Crisp signed just the other day, originally a first-round pick by Sacramento, and the Laker onslaught continues. In possession, Troy Daniels, 7-year man from Virginia Commonwealth, has checked in as Rondo sets it up. Here's Howard, and it's put down by Davis. First-round pick of the Atlanta Hawks last season, 2 years ago. He was the Big East Freshman of the Year and helped lead Jay Wright. And the teams are permitted to challenge in 3 areas. A called personal foul, which we just saw, way downtown by Curry, that came up well short. LeBron James battling for that rebound and putting it home. 7-point lead for the Lakers. Davis, they're going to draw the foul. It counts, and the foul.
Look at that. Almost 5 wide already on point.
Rondo with the lead, and Davis on the reverse stuff. It's broken up, recovered by Rondo, has just come on. Here's Green. This time not able to hit the 3. Davis is right there.
There's that height difference you were talking about.
Well, that's one of the biggest differences when you come from college or a different program to the NBA. Everyone is athletic. Everyone has length.
Oh, James went to the left hand. It's tipped home by Davis. With the Hawks, spent time in the G League, and he had weight issues. Nice pass. LeBron for McGee, the one-time Warrior. Who thought he was fouled. Now James into the lane. Nice pass again, and it's Davis this time.
Building that chemistry early.
The lob, and McGee puts it home, and they've seen that work by JaVale McGee.
Steph full, and here's that alley-oop from LeBron.
We are back, baby. We are fucking back. We're back. Classic. We are back. We are back.
It's no secret what Anthony Davis does. We all know that. Just from your perspective, though, what's it like being on the court with him? What stands out the most?
Just his basketball intelligence. He's very intelligent out on the floor. He knows exactly where he wants to get on the floor. His ability to rebound and block shots as well. He's a very efficient player.
Every time we look over, you're in his ear. I know you guys have been talking a lot. What are the things that you're trying to communicate?
I think communication is the key to success. So we're in each other's ears, to be honest. If he sees things on the floor that I could have done better, and vice versa. So we're just trying to stay on each other, make each other better.
What are the things that you're focused on, LeBron? You've been through this so many times, but with all your new teammates, integrating everybody into the system.
I think you just said it. Me having so many new teammates, just trying to know where guys like the ball, what's their pros and cons, putting them in the right possible chance to be successful for the better of the team, and then just being a leader that I am by just communicating throughout the game, throughout bus rides, team planes, things of that nature, so we can all come together.
You spent a lot of time in China for business, for basketball. What are the things that stand out to you about this trip coming up for your team?
I think it's a great way for us to bond. It's a long flight. Going to be a lot of bus rides. We're in a foreign country, but it's a country that welcomes open arms to, especially the Lakers, but to basketball in general. So we should take in the culture, have a great time, and then, play some good basketball as well.
LeBron, thanks for the time.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys, LeBron James, he and Anthony Davis keying the Lakers preseason opener as they open the Chase Center up in San Francisco.
We know it's just the preseason, but we are going to break down this game because it was a lot of fun. And I believe Laker fans loved it, especially that first quarter, guys, when you got to see what this new era of LeBron and AD together is going to look like. The Lakers scored 33 points. They built up a 19-point lead. It ended up being a 13-point advantage at the end of one. 22 of the 33 points were Anthony Davis and LeBron James, 17 of those AD. It was pretty fun, big game, James.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the first game, but we got a snapshot, a preview, a little bit of what to expect. I mean, you have two intelligent, smart, elite players in LeBron and Davis. Automatically, you think about the pick and roll. You think about how much trouble they can cause in matchup issues and things like that. But, Anthony Davis is just a versatile player. You front him, he spins, he goes for the lobs. And LeBron officially being the point guard, I think that's just going to be very exciting to see.
LeBron, what were you looking for the most this preseason game, and what do you think you got accomplished, and what do you think needs work?
I think we was just looking to continue to build off what we've been doing in training camp, in our practices. Defending at a high level, not turning the ball over, sharing the ball. We want to be a team that have high assist games and low turnover games, and I think we was able to accomplish that tonight.
You alluded to this on the court, but when you have so many new players, you're trying to fast-track that cohesion. But what are some of the things that you've learned over the years as ways to do that, to get a team together?
Communication. If your communication is high, and you talk to your teammates, and you know what they like, you know what how they benefit the most on the floor, and then you're able to fast-track that. Not shortcut the process, but you're able to fast-track a lot more by just being very in communication at all times.
Thoughts on Anthony Davis in that first half?
AD is AD. I thought he was great from the beginning of the game. Just his offset on the offensive end, being able to, give us extra possessions. We're rebounding, knocking down shots. I think he had like 5 dunks in the first half. And communication on the defensive end, just a very cerebral player. And, it was a good start for him.
The chemistry that you and AD have shown so far, has that been easy to build? Has that come pretty naturally to you two?
I think it's, it's never. I don't think it's ever easy to build, but I think it's been very good because of the relationship that we had before becoming teammates. We're able to be straightforward with one another, not sugarcoat anything, and not take anything personal. Being able to take constructive criticism. He gets in my ear, I get in his ear, but it's all for the better of each other, trying to make each other better and challenge each other, which ultimately be better for the team.
First, about 6 months since you last played a game, did that playoff make you embrace the preseason game more than you?
Yeah, I had some jitters tonight. I had some butterflies in my stomach, just off of straight up excitement, and also a little bit of nervousness too, because I got hurt in the Bay when I was at full strength, so it was great to get back out there and have a lot of fun. And I didn't even think about it being a preseason game. I thought about it being a game and how we can get better. I didn't want to take it lightly because it was a preseason game. I think none of us did, and we got better tonight.
You've been in the game long enough to get a sense, even possibly early on, about how things are going. You have a new coach, you have lots of new players, you have one new superstar player. Can you get a sense that you like the direction it's heading? Because I'm sure you've been in preseason camps where you sort of say to yourself, it's not working.
I think I've always had a positive outlook on a lot of things, and I have another one this year. I think from the start of training camp, from our mini camp in Vegas to now, I think we've gotten better every day. Mm-hmm. And our communication and our cohesiveness and our togetherness has gotten better every day, and it's translated to the floor so far. So it was a good first start for us.
Hey, LeBron, there are so many new pieces on this team, but they fit so seamlessly in the first half. Did that come from working out together, Las Vegas, things like that, prior to camp?
I think everything. It comes from a lot. It comes from the communication that we had over the summer when guys signed. It came from the mini camp that we had in Vegas, but it also comes from just guys being professionals and guys knowing their roles and playing their roles to a high level. It's not going to always be great But I think the best thing about our team is that we can communicate with each other and figure out ways how we can get better or how we can fix it the next time. So having this veteran ball club helps it a lot.
Coach, last was saying how this was the best atmosphere you've seen for a preseason game. What was your impressions of this new building?
To be honest, I really haven't got an opportunity to look at it. I thought, when we came in through the tunnel, I thought that was pretty cool just to see in the building on the water. I think that's a great look for any arena. But once I got into the tunnel, I walked straight to the locker room and started to prepare for the game. So I didn't get an opportunity to really look at it.
Well, this China trip coming up, what are the moments that stick with you the most with all the different experiences you've had over there?
Just the level of respect that they have for us as basketball players and how much they open up their culture and their arms for us. I've been there so many times, and the level of excitement that they have for the game of basketball and for us in general is very overwhelming and it's special. So I think for some of the guys who haven't been there, I think they should just take it in full swing.
Hey, Anthony, what stood out to you the most as you opened the preseason here with the Lakers?
We were coming out great defensively. I think we did a good job offensively. We got to get better at some things on both ends of the floor, but I think the way we played, we came out, kind of just set a tone to get us going.
We've seen you spend a lot of time talking to LeBron. I know that's been, constant communication since you joined the team. How did that pairing work for you? What are the things that stand out about how it plays with LeBron out there?
We're just trying to figure it out, even when we're off the floor, watching film. No, excuse me. Even when we're on the floor, we're talking, or if he's on the floor and I'm on the bench and vice versa, we just try to help each other out. And the more we can do that, the easier the game is going to be for us and for our teammates. So anytime we got an opportunity to learn, it's always good for us.
LeBron was saying he felt some pregame jitters and from the long layoff. And were you feeling that from either your layoff or from just debuting as a Laker?
I was just ready to get back on the floor again. I haven't played in a while, so I was just happy to get back on the floor and just play basketball.
That stretch in the first quarter, you had 3 dunks in a row. What was working for you to kind of have that little flourish there?
I was just trying to, attack the offensive glass, just try to, be aggressive and get myself going. Like I said, I haven't played in a while, so I was just trying to do all the little things, and the ball just ended up in my hands. So I just try to go up and dunk it and just kind of get myself going.
The pocket pass you got from LeBron, is that something you guys had a chance to work on? The pocket pass, LeBron?
Yeah. That's tough to cover. You got a guy like him going downhill, and, a guy like me who's rolling, who's a lob threat. You got to pick your poison. He's getting to a strong hand. He's in the paint, and then you got me rolling behind. So either he's going to go finish, pocket pass or a lob. So especially when it's a clear side, it's just a tough way to go.
Anthony, this was your first game with the Lakers. Was there any point, where you had like that little boy smile, where you sort of let it all absorb and say, I'm with the Lakers now, you're playing with the Lakers, you're in that uniform? Was there any moment like that?
No, not really. Kind of got that out the way, first day of training camp. When I step on the floor, I want to win. So, like I say, it was fun to just get back on the floor. Obviously, it's always fun to put a uniform on, and especially for a franchise like this. But for me, it was mostly just getting on the floor and just playing basketball again.
Anthony, with preseason games, you kind of can get whatever varying degree of quality or intensity, but it seemed like you guys came out very intense and very focused. With this being a new group and obviously kind of the way last season went for this team, was it important for you guys to set a tone for what kind of team this is going to be?
Yeah, we want to set a tone for ourselves. Coming out, playing great defensively, moving the ball offensively, getting great shots. So, even though these preseason games, the minutes is not going to be the same as regular season, but we want to come out and portray the type of team that we're going to be, in the that we have. So anytime we get on the floor for these next, 5 games in preseason, we want to make sure that we come out and do the things that we need to do to help us.
There are so many new pieces here, but they fit so seamlessly in that first half. Did that come in camp or that mini camp in Las Vegas? What was the key there?
Both. Training camp and the camp in Vegas. Just working on stuff and working on our game, working on our chemistry, and it was about time that we played against someone else than ourselves and put it to the test. And we really look good, especially in that first half. So just got to build off of it.
What are the areas that come to mind as areas that you really want to tighten up before the season gets here?
Transition defense, we let some guys get loose in transition, especially with these guys. You know, like to get out and run. Some things defensively with the bigs, you know, and pick and roll. So those are two things that stand out to me the most. And then offensively, you know, just, you know, the turnovers. You know, we had a couple unforced turnovers that we didn't need to have, so we want to limit our turnovers as much as possible and get a shot at the rim every time down the floor. But I think defensively, those two main keys is what we need to focus on more.
Your talent, LeBron, speaks for itself. Like, how do you determine on each possession, like, hey, now's the time to kind of have a two-man game and all that?
Play calling. You know, LeBron and Doe, AC, all those guys, all our point guards are going to call the plays, and you know, it's up to them to read the situations, and you know, whatever situation we're in, no matter who it is, you know, we try to take advantage of it. So that one time was just, you know, Bron in the corner, and I think Rondo called that play call to go pin down for him, and you know, we got something good out of it. So. No, it's only going to work when everyone's aggressive, you know, and I think we showed that tonight. But like I said, we got some stuff to clean up, but it looked real good.
Last two questions.
Well, that's one of the biggest differences when you come from college or a different program to the NBA. Everyone is athletic. Everyone has length.
Well, James went to the left hand. It's tipped home by Davis, who thought he was fouled. Now James into the lane. Nice pass again, and it's Davis this time.
Building that chemistry early.
On, here's Green. This time not able to hit the three. Davis is right there.
There's that height difference you were talking about.
Rondo getting inside. Oh, the beautiful Marquise Crisp signed just the other day. Originally a first-round pick by Sacramento, and the Laker onslaught continues. Rondo with the lead, and Davis on the reverse stuff. In possession, Troy Daniels, 7-year man from Virginia Commonwealth, has checked in as Rondo sets it up. Here's Howard, and it's put down by Davis. And the teams are permitted to challenge in 3 areas. A called personal foul, which we just saw. 7-point lead for the Lakers. Davis, they're going to draw the foul. It counts, and the foul.
Hey, Coach, your immediate takeaways.
I'm excited about what we can be. You know, we got a little bit of a taste of it tonight, just seeing what our length looks like on the defensive end and on the glass. You know, what 2 elite quarterbacks in Rajon Rondo and LeBron James look like with shooters around them. Okay, and then just a beast of a scorer in AD. You know, with those guys setting him up and him just being able to deliver. And also impact the game on the other end. And I was proud of our young guys, played really well in the second half too.
That starting lineup specifically, you just got into it a bit, but what were you looking for from them, and what are the things that you still think need to come along?
You know, we fouled too much, turned the ball over a little too much, missed free throws. But for our first preseason game together with a bunch of new faces, I'm very pleased with how we looked. You know, I liked the defensive presence that JaVale and Avery gave us, you know, around those 2 guys. And, you know, we played for each other, you know, which is what we have to become. Like, we can have all the talent in the world. If we don't become a team-first team, all right, we're not going to go anywhere. So I was pleased with 33 assists.
You know Anthony Davis pretty well. Everybody's seen what he's done over the years. But just specifically him in that first half, what did you make of how he played, especially on offense? He's
a monster. You know, it's going to be very difficult to slow him down with what we have around him. And, you know, I'm excited about what he's going to do. And, you know, Lakers fans should be too.
Following up on Anthony, there was a 43-second span in the first quarter. He had 3 dunks. What did you see that unlocked his game early on, I guess?
Well, he's such a versatile threat offensively, right? He can beat you with step-back jumpers, 3-point shots, drives from the perimeter. Okay, but he's also one of the best rim finishers in the game. You know, so I'm not exactly sure about that sequence, but he can get to the rim himself. Okay, and he's also